Hello, and welcome to another episode of Architect's Impression. And in this episode, we're going to be having an architect, someone whom I admire and respect so much. I would like him to introduce himself.
Thank you very much for having me. I am Kachua Macduff Besong.
You're very welcome, Architect Kachua Macduff Besong.
Thank you very much.
And welcome to this episode of Architect's Impression. I would like you to do a little formal introduction of yourself. How have your journey been in the field of architecture?
Okay, first I would say I'm architect Kachua Macduff Besong, and my journey, I think I would like to start from how did I even conceive the idea of becoming an architect. It started as a career path search, which was something that happened in my church as a teenager. We were asked what we want to become. We should write about it, right? Wow. Before this time, I've been in a lot of things. I've been into landscape painting.
Okay.
I've been into portraiture. At the point, I even started learning sculpture.
Wow.
I designed models of airplanes. This is not like children something. I did large scale, trying to lift it up the floor and all that. At the point for an exhibition, we even went to electrical also. So I explored a lot of areas where I had to design. The idea was I designed, I think, a standing fan that was clockwise instead of anti-clockwise or something. Wow. The principle of, the normal fan goes inside. Just then, but I think about it now. But then when we now got to that point where they said we should think about it, what do you want to become? I started doing my research on different career paths, and then I could draw, yes. I could be an artist, yes. I could be a lot of stuff, but I looked around and then which one would I touch more lives? And which one would make me an independent thinker? To a degree where, because it's possible for me to paint, yes, do sculpture, but if I build houses, I can determine how people live and that kind of stuff. So when I did my research, and two things struck me. One, I can be independent. And I looked at the global scenario of employment and all that. So why not I go into architecture? And I did my research on it and I liked it. Wow. So I made up my mind. I think I was just in I was in SS1 at the time.
Wow, that's very long.
Yes, so I decided that I was going to become an architect, and I wrote my reasons and all that, and submitted my script to my teacher then as a teenager in my church, and that was it. Really, I made that decision. 2 years later, I think that was 2005. I happened to have an architect in my church. At the time, we had two architects in my church. One of who is Architect Francis Oyeta, who is a fellow in Nigerian architects, and then Architect Solomon Bassi. So at the time, he was my neighbor, Architect Solomon Bassi, so I started following him to site. So that was when I started going to sites, learning how to design elevations, started doing models and all that.
Yeah.
Then we didn't know that models could be done with maybe paper like what we do now. So we were using cartons and all that. Wow. So by the time I got into school architecture, 4 years later or 5 years later, I could design to the level I wish I could from what I had learned. I already had site experience. I could model and all that. And I started going. In fact, that drove me also 2 years before I got admission to the school of architecture to start going to the studios in Kruger where I actually studied. I would go to the studios. I had classmates who had gone into school before me.
That was before you even got admission?
Yes. Wow. So I'll be going there, I'll sit in the studio, I'll see them do, because I already had the background. I could say, this thing, why not do like this, I started interfacing with architects, student architects.
Wow.
In school then, So that was even when I came in as a young architect. My colleagues were coming in from secondary school, It's a place I was already familiar with.
Yeah.
Because I've been coming there, I've been attending juries and stuff like that. So that's me towards becoming an architect. Even get into architecture. So, yeah.
That's a wonderful and inspiring story. Honestly, most people don't really understand the reason why they usually venture into some certain things, and this is indeed but the fact that you had so many options, you had so many things, but you had to narrow it, not actually narrowing it, but finding the path.
Yeah. So I think I'm happy I did, because come on, who doesn't want to be an architect?
Yeah, honestly, who doesn't want to be an architect?
Yeah, so
we literally determine how people interact with the environment.
There's a lot you can do as an architect for people.
Yeah.